Travis Kinley coming back to you with another one. Have I been missing or what? Bruh, I just got back to work an hour ago. I got to the house. I had full intentions of going live. Didn't do it. Had full intentions of making videos, at least one. Didn't do it. Had ideas for videos. Didn't do them. I got to the house, yo, and I didn't do anything. It took me until the second to last day before I finally did yard work. Bro, I didn't do anything. Nothing that had to do with getting, being productive work. We went to a festival. I rode the motorcycle. Y'all remember I got the friend who's out of town, rode his motorcycle. I didn't do nothing. We bought some guinea pigs. They're actually kind of cute though. But, didn't do anything, bro. So I'm back. Real quick, before we get into this video, in an effort to stay healthy, I bought an adjustable dumbbell. Only goes up 25 pounds, but that's 25 more pounds than I'm lifting these days. So that's pretty cool. That's what it looks like. Pretty neat, right? Yeah, right. So that's pretty cool. And I've been spinning the jump rope lately, so that's good as far as when I'm at work. I didn't when I was home, but I did spin the jump rope when I was at work last time. And did some cardio, really. I think I did some push-ups, so that's why I brought the dumbbell. Some lightweight training, something just to keep the body, man. Keep the body. So I think I've been meaning to do this specific video for a long time. I think I've grazed the topic in other videos, but now I want to address it head on. For reasons that are going to come to light at the end of the video. One time, Junior Honduras asked me if I had any regrets. And the answer I gave to him, I think I told him this. My biggest regret. I think I said this. It's buried on a live event that lasted like an hour, though. Shout out to Junior Honduras, man. My biggest regret in the trucking industry is my Harley Davidson. If you've been with the channel for a while, especially if you've seen my home time videos, a lot of the times it's me walking out to the Harley about to ride or something, coming back from the Harley, or we stopped by the Harley real quick. Harley's like my pride and joy a little bit, to be honest with you. Me and my wife have been riding motorcycles for a long time together. It's what we do, it's just, and it's a part of her bloodline. So I'm kind of married into a motorcycle culture in a way, But that motorcycle is my biggest regret. Let's start from the beginning. While in training at Prime Inc., I started listening to Haulin' Assets. It's a podcast. They have a YouTube channel. A lot of information about a guy who, having experience in business and experience in the National Guard, if I'm correct, decided to jump off the deep end and be an owner-operator. No company driver first, nothing like that. Just decided to be an owner-operator. And he details his experiences and, what he had to do as he keeps growing, buying trucks, the processes of hiring people, and he details lots. Great podcast. But one thing he said early on in the podcast, he said the number one mistake owner-operators make in their first year, they want to buy something big. A boat, a motorcycle, a truck, a Corvette, buy a house, buy this. They want to buy something big. You clear 100K for the first time, you want to buy something big. I can afford it now. That's my biggest regret. And he said the reason that's their biggest mistake is because what you essentially do is you go from being, many of us went from being a company driver to becoming an owner-operator, and you're making more money, and the first thing you do is you jack your cost per mile up. First thing you do. You start making good money, and 3 months later, you jack your cost per mile up. In my case, I bought the motorcycle when I was at Prime. But I think I went lease, and then I started training, and I came home with bank accounts that were looking good. And I passed that dealership, and I saw the billboard. I said, let's just stop in real quick. And it went downhill from there. If you're on my Facebook, if you remember this day, you know I'm telling the truth. For those not on my Facebook, please don't try to add me on Facebook. I'm not going to add you. But for those not on my Facebook, I was in the Harley Davidson dealership on my story looking at bikes, and I pointed the phone to a bike, and I was like, should I buy this, y'all? Yes or no, or whatever. And then the next thing I posted on my story, I was like, oh man, they done roped me into a contract. I literally showed up to Harley with no intention of buying. I just wanted to look. But I fell for it. And that day, jacked my cost per mile up. Why do you jack your cost per mile up? Because what you've done is now you've increased the minimum amount you can pay yourself without putting yourself in a tough position. You've increased that amount, and essentially you've increased your cost per mile running your business. You make a simple personal decision that affects your business. Let me go ahead and answer a question that maybe some people skipped this part. You didn't get to this part. If you got to this part, how about type in the comments, we got money. Just type in the comments, we got money. Okay? I've had the motorcycle about 1.5 years. No, maybe 14, 15 months, something like that. Not once have we struggled to make the payment. Type in the comment, we got money. We got money. Not once have I struggled to make the payment. That is not my point. If you can't move past that, shut this video down. That is not my point. Who cares if I can afford it? I don't need it. Heard a celebrity say one time, if you can't afford 2 or 3 of them, don't buy one of them. I can't afford 2 or 3 of them. Not at the rate at which I pay myself right now. I'd have to pay myself more. At the rate at which I pay myself today, I can't afford 2 or 3 of them. My thing is, and this won't apply to everybody, and I already knew it on the way to where I'm parked right now. I knew this video is for a certain type of person. I hope no hippie watched this video. Because I remember when I bought that motorcycle, I'm fairly certain Lyle said, you did not need to buy that. He said something to the effect of, you out here blowing money. You just out here blowing money. Like you balling. He didn't use those words, but he said you just out here blowing money. You did not need to buy that. He's right. He's right. I can afford it. I can pay another payment today. I'm paid up. I can pay another one today if I needed to. It's not the point, man. The point is I can't afford 2 or 3. The point is I don't own enough assets that make me money. The point is my passive income is not such that it's through the roof, but you got time to buy a $30,000 motorcycle? I only said, and I didn't pay exactly $30,000, but that's how much the bike costs brand new. That's why I threw that number out there. It's not like that's not something you can find on the internet. You got time to spend $30,000 on a motorcycle, but you don't have assets that's bringing in, $1,000 a week, something, $1,000 every other week. Do you have assets that are bringing in that? And I'm not talking about the truck that I'm in. I'm talking about, and I don't even own this truck. The truck that's in the shop getting worked on. I'm talking about other assets. Right? I started getting into real estate investing this year. Is that doing so well? You just, I didn't have that last year when I got the bike. It's my greatest regret, man. My greatest regret. Let's call it $500 a month. That's not what I paid for this motorcycle. But let's call it $500 a month. If I paid $500 a month, that's $500 that could go towards something else. Something else. Let's say I pay myself $900 a week. If I didn't have the motorcycle, $500 of the $900 that I'm still paying myself a week could be from that. That's $500 that's kept in my business now. $500 of that could be saved toward a down payment for another property. Buy another property. Now that's $500 that could be put toward that mortgage when I'm in between tenants. But instead I got a Harley Davidson. See how that don't really make sense? But see, companies rely on us to walk in their doors, make an emotional decision, and sign a contract in less than an hour before you can change your mind. They rely on that. They rely on us. When they sat me down with the contract, they didn't say, well, let's talk about your future goals, man. What are you looking toward in the future? Well, how is this going to affect your dreams? How, are you still pouring enough money into your college fund, your kids' college funds? They don't say nothing about that. They don't say nothing about that. Go ahead and sign this piece of paper right here. This piece of paper right here is the money part. This piece of paper right here is the interest you're gonna pay. This piece of paper right here is the maintenance plan. This piece of paper, well, it's my biggest regret. And I bet people won't even watch the majority of this video, man. That's my biggest regret in the trucking industry. It's buying that motorcycle, man. I had this, we on our ninth motorcycle, bro. Me and Christina done been through motorcycles, guys. I had a motorcycle before this one. I traded that one in and gave them a little bit of money to get the one that I have right now. I had one. Could have kept that one. Wasn't nearly as nice or nearly as fast, nearly as big of a motor. But I had one. See what I mean? Biggest regret, man. I did not listen to the guy on Hauling Assets. Chris, I think his name is. Didn't listen to him, man. Made the mistake anyway. Looked at the billboard and said, let me walk in here. I don't know how many times in the past year and a half I've told Christina, it's my biggest regret. Don't ever let me do something like this again. Remind me. Remember how you felt about that Harley? Told her, don't ever let me do anything like this again. Biggest regret. I have kicked myself in the rear end so many times over this decision. But I'm in a way, I'm glad because I've learned. I felt it on my skin in a decision that I can afford, right? Some people sign up for stuff they can't afford. In a decision that I can afford, I'm learning and feeling that. And part of the regret is that some people have commented on my YouTube, oh, you doing good. Oh, man, you balling. Oh, you living the life. Oh, I'm trying to get it like that. I hope I can get a new motorcycle. I hope I can get one like that next summer. I'm saving up for a motorcycle. Part of the regret is that I've inspired you in that manner. That's why I'm making this video. That is why this video got posted. Because I want you to know the truth. I want you to know what it's really like. It ain't worth the $500 a month, which I do not pay. I pay more than $500 a month for this bike. It ain't worth the $500 a month for people to say, oh, that's cool. That ain't worth it. That ain't worth it. It ain't worth riding around in it when I could have that money in my pocket and put it toward real estate. I could have that money in my pocket to put for occasional vacations. Whatever I wanted to do. It ain't worth that. It ain't worth that. I would have rather invest that and make it grow. I don't make nearly enough money to be giving it out like that to Harley. So I called Harley. They told me I could sell the bike back to them and that I would be responsible for the difference, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I just want you to know, not only am I talking to you about this, I'm putting action behind it. That is exactly what I intend on doing as soon as we get back off work. I need to talk to Christina before I post this video. She's going to be like, if she see it this way first. But that is exactly what I intend to do. Me and Christina are going to take us a nice ride through the country, and then we're going to take that bike back. And we're going to do the responsible thing that two young parents need to do, and reduce the amount of debt that we owe, and accrue another asset, something that makes us money instead of us handing money to somebody else. Pay me. I just really wanted to let that off my chest, man. I've been thinking about this so long, I really wanted y'all to know, especially out there, if you out there, all nice motorcycle, yeah, woo woo wham. Nah, fam, nah. Just because you can afford it don't mean you need it. You already know what the motto is. Work hard, play hard, sleep hard. Find you somebody to love. I love y'all. Don't forget, it's not about what you believe. It's all about why you believe it. Live free.